Um, so I did a quirky little thing. Let's just call it a social experiment. Basically, what I did is I just kind of like stopped making videos for like I literally do not know how long. We're gonna be covering every single car seat, every single car seat headrest album, from one all the way up until Making a Door Less Open. We're gonna be covering all of the albums ever. So, basically, before Car Seat Headrest, Will Toledo had this project. It was called Nervous Young Men. Basically, I guess he just wanted to try experimenting a little more, so he made this new little side project called Car Seat Headrest, which is called that because the first album, One, it's titled One. The cover is literally just a picture of a car seat headrest. It was released May 1st, 2010. It's very, very lo-fi, very experimental. Pretty easily, I'd say the most experimental car seat headrest album. I do love One. I love this album. On first listen, and even on second, even on third listen, it can be a really long sit. I can understand why a lot of people don't really like this album that much. I used to not like this album that much. I like I said, I love it now. It's got a bunch of classic car seat headrest songs on it. Big Jacket, Tybee Island Horse Ghosts, Kid War? Are you kidding me? Kid War? What does OUJ stand for? Like, Up All Night? Like, there's some real jams on this record. But, it is a pretty darn long sit, and it's not a very cohesive experience. I guess it has oh my god. It has a cohesive atmosphere, but it's not really that. It feels very loose, if you get what I'm saying. It feels sort of like it's a very messy album. Which is not just because it's lo-fi. That is somewhat a part of it, but like the songs are like very loosely structured, except for like sort of Big Jacket and sort of Kid War. They have more linear structures, but like there's never really. I mean, you've got songs like Up All Night. You've got songs like What Does OUJ Store? OUJ Store. You've got songs like what's the other one? You Have to Go to College. Kind of has like some of these songs kind of have choruses, but they still feel very loose, and a lot of these songs don't really have choruses or like even like that much of like a hook or like any kind of like real structure within them. They're just very loose songs, which will probably turn a lot of people off. And if you never wind up liking this record, then honestly that is reasonable. Sometimes I think maybe I Stockholm syndrome myself into liking this album, but I do like this album honestly. It's a great experience after you've listened to like pretty much every other car seat headrest album. You definitely should not start here if you are like just getting into this band, because it is pretty much completely unrepresentative of the general car seat headrest sound generally. So yeah, I love it though. It's a great record in my opinion, and I come back to a lot of the songs on here pretty darn often. So yeah. 8 out of 10. Next! So, the next album is 2, which is the worst car seat headrest album, because it is, like, I think, like, almost half the length of 1, which, since I used to not like 1 that much, was sort of a plus side for me, because it kind of feels like 1, but shorter, but also, 1 kind of has this feeling about it where it's sort of hollow feeling, which is probably due to, A, the lo-fi aesthetic, and B, the songs being so loosely structured. But 2 has that feeling just way more. Like, a lot of these songs feel completely unfinished. Completely, like, demos, pretty much. I mean, for 1, that causes the album to be a lot shorter. But 2, that's the name of the album. It also just, like, makes these songs, like, completely forgettable. Like, even the ones I like We Are in Space, Shoelaces. This one time I went to a coffee house, yada, yada, yada. Like, I like those songs a lot, but I have no fucking clue what they sound like. And I've listened to this album, like, at least twice. So, I mean, you know. Clearly, it's the album's fault. 6 out of 10. Next! So next up, we have 3. And the thing with 3 is the songs on the songs on 3 are actual songs. They are actual, cohesive, structured songs. And also, Will is definitely putting a lot more effort into album flow here. It feels like this is very much like a much more cohesive experience in the first 2 albums. And the songs are way more structured. They're way more linear, even if it can get a little experimental. And it's still incredibly lo-fi. It very much is a much more cohesive experience this time around. The second track is Portrait of the Artist as a Young Fag, which is just a banger. It's just a banger, and it's like if you crispened up the production, this would just be like a weird early 2000s like alt rock hit. It's weird. It's weird how poppy this song is in comparison to not only the first track but the entire first 2 albums. And of course it's still like super lo-fi, so like you're not gonna hear Portraits of the Artist as a Young Fag on like the radio or anything. And also the song is called Portrait of the Artist as a Young Fag, and also it's not on streaming services. There's no scenario in which you'd hear this song on the radio. I don't know what I'm talking about. My point is that it's a real catchy song. It's got the hooks, and the hooks are all over this album. This album's really got a case of the hooks. It's a real hooky. It's a real hooky album. Hooky. Even the more unconventional songs like Beach Week, like that is still a super catchy song. And then I tried to sing the song to demonstrate how catchy it is. Just take my word for it. It's a catchy song, okay? You don't get to hear me sing. Someday I will die a painful death because of the things that I do on this channel. Beach death, beach funeral, beach fags, come on. And I'm gonna say it, this version of Oh Starving is my least favorite version of Oh Starving, but it does have the hooks. It makes up for it by having the hooks. Ryan North by Northwest was so catchy that Will remade it like 5 years later and then pretended it was a new song. This is a really great record. You should definitely listen to it, although I would recommend you listen to it once again towards, the end of your listening experience to Car Seat Headrest. 8.5 out of 10. Next! So next up is 4. And a lot of people will tell you that 3 is better than 4. And I'm here to tell you that they're absolutely wrong, because 4 is a masterpiece. It's one of the best Car Seat Headrest albums, and you need to hear it before you die. I'm telling you this. 4 is amazing. It is brilliant. It is a brilliant album. Listen to it now, not now, unless it's like the only Car Seat Headrest album you haven't heard yet. Like, don't listen to it first, but listen to it 100%. Definitely listen to it. I don't know why more people don't recognize it as being the masterpiece that it is. It's only 9 songs, but in those 9 songs, oh my god, there is so much to unpack. My one complaint, well, actually, I kind of have 2 complaints. The first complaint is that the mixing on this album, if you listen to it with headphones on, your ears will fucking bleed. It's not like the instruments are like mixed, even that poorly. Like, you can hear all the instruments pretty clearly. It's just like there's so much clipping that it is physically painful to listen to with headphones on. But if you can look past that, the songs here are excellent, except for the second complaint, which is that some of the lyrics don't make that much sense. And I mean, that's barely a complaint. That's pretty much a nitpick, because I mean, most of the songs that don't really make sense make up for it in their instrumentation. There we go. They make up for it in their instrumentation, which is glorious across the entire album. But sometimes it's very obtuse, and sometimes songs are just super obtuse and also super repetitive. So it's just repeating a bunch of really obtuse bits for the entire song. And the best example of this is a good bridge never cross until there's no doubt that he's dead, which is the first song on the album. And it's also one of the best songs, except for the fact that the lyrics don't make any fucking sense. The scar on my ankle looks like a sideways numeral 1, like it's trying to be infinity, but it doesn't know only 8 is allowed to do that. That's cool, Will. Why the fuck should I care? However, like I said, when the lyrics hit, the lyrics hit. And this is most apparent on Not Kidding Around, which is pretty easily one of the best Car Seat Headrest songs. Oh my god. It is incredibly depressing, which is what makes it so good. I'm not even going to spoil it for you. Just listen to the song. Listen to the fucking song. Read the lyrics of the song. It is an amazing song. Do it right now. Stand up! Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about 4. 4 is awesome, you guys. Just, like, it's so, like, the songs, even when they're not well written, they're still well written. I don't know how to describe it. They're just still so amazing that, you know what? They're still well written. I'll say it. They are. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Just listen to the album. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Next. So after that, Will Toledo started making 5. But we're not gonna talk about 5 yet because there's something something happened to 5 that we need to address, and we'll get to that in just a second. First, we need to talk about Little Pieces of Paper with No Written on Them, which was released in December 2010, a good few months after 4, which was released in August 2010. And the thing with Little Pieces of Paper with No Written on Them is all of these songs are outtakes from the numbered albums, which are, except for 3 and 4, are already like pretty bloated, pretty messy records. And so the outtakes from them are shockingly pretty okay. Like, if you I'm actually gonna say it, if you gave me the choice between Little Pieces of Paper with No Written on Them and 2, I would go with Little Pieces of Paper. Honestly, I like listening to this album better, except it is super long, and a lot of the songs are pretty darn boring, except for when they're not. The first 2 songs are great. They're great songs. They're really great songs. I love those songs. I Don't Want You, Leave Together, not in that order. It's in the reverse order from what I just said. Those songs are great songs. Another great song, When I'm Here, that's a great song. The Vice President of Google or whatever, that song's really good. And also, let us not forget I Can Talk With My Eyes Shut, one of the best songs Will Toledo ever made, that is inexplicably on this album, which we'll get to when we get to 5. Just you wait. I'm gonna get really angry about this later. Just you wait. Also, Wachovia Receipts is really good. I forgot to mention Wachovia Receipts, but it's really good. Look a mirror. Okay. Bye. And there's also the Staying song, which is a little drawn out, but it's a good song still. But apart from that, I don't really come back to any of the other songs on this album, like, ever. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't. Ever. Like, there is a reason a lot of these songs were taken out. Oh, also Get Better, Get Well. I forgot that song. That song is great. Get Better, Get Well is great. Other than those songs, pretty much filler. Strong 6, light 7 out of 10. Next. Okay. So now we're going to get to 5, which is not actually 5, because what Will Toledo did to 5 is he made 5. He made all the songs from 5, and he was like, I am not satisfied with this album. So he took some of the songs off of it, and he threw some songs from a different EP he made in like earlier onto it, and he re-released the album in 2010 or 2011 as My Back Is Killing Me Baby. And I will say, the track list, if you look at the track list from 5 and the track list for My Back Is Killing Me Baby, they're not that different. I mean, of course, you know, there's some different songs on there, but I mean, I'd say My Back Is Killing Me Baby is generally a better experience. I love this album dearly with my whole heart. However, if you look over here at the track list for 5, you'll see Will Toledo did this quirky little thing where he took I Can Talk With My Eyes Shut off of the album. That upsets me. I don't like that he did that. And this is his explanation, by the way. He admits it was unjust. Come on. Come on. Will, fuck you. Apart from that, though, My Back Is Killing Me Baby is an excellent album. Tons of really great tracks in here. The drum, Happy News for Sadness, like, oh my god. There's the original version of Something Soon, which is not nearly as good as the 2015 version of Something Soon, but it's still really good. It's a great song still. Super well written, super well done. Doesn't make your ears bleed like 4 does, even though I like 4 more than this still. Lawns is super underrated. Prisoners of War, super underrated. Open Mouth Boy, super underrated. Yeah, this is just a great album. No Passion, great song. Like just a lot of really great tracks on here. And it's not, a super, important Car Seat Headrest release. But it's a really good one. I really love listening to it. It's got really great songs on it. 9.256 out of 10. Next. Just kidding, you dumb fucking bitch. That's the end of part 1. Part 2 coming soon. I don't know when. Coming soon. Love you. Bye.